Everybody coming at you with the day 8 Overfeeding Metabolism Experiment Summation. So great questions and comments coming in from the live webinars. You guys are getting a hang of it now. I really want your questions and comments because you're really getting me to think about what this is all about, what people know, what people think they know that they don't know, what people believe to be true that isn't true. So you really got me thinking with some of your questions like, am I getting headaches? Am I having sleepless nights? How's my digestion? Really, really good stuff that gets me thinking. So the reason there's been no overfeed headaches and stuff, I think is because the overfeed is different. Overfeeding is different than overstuffing, like I said before. And I'm at a point where down regulation of metabolism at my age, you're not going to be able to overfeed like you used to. So those things all factor into this. Now, you also got me thinking questions on digestive issues were important. I think part of what goes into this is after 2 years of eating just lentils, chickpeas, beans, nuts, legumes for protein and no animal products, I think what happens there is it changes the gut microbiome that won't let you overeat to the extent you put on animal foods. You know, all you can eat ribs and all that kind of stuff. You can't do that with, no one's ever heard of all you can eat chickpeas, you know, that kind of thing. And I think that changes the gut microbiome. If you listen to my webinar with Dr. Angie, we get into that kind of thing. So these are the kind of preconceived notions that people have about overeating without considering what kind of foods you're overeating on. So digestive wise, interestingly enough, after day 7, I saved my cake overfeed for day 8, and that's the first time in 8 days that I've felt any kind of digestive reaction. All right, 3 pieces of carrot cake, 3 pieces of pistachio cake. You've probably seen now that I posted with the oat milk, and after that, wow, was I full. And I mean like full. I did not want to finish. I didn't want to eat anything after. I didn't want to know about food. I didn't want to see desserts. And I haven't had that experience all the way through, probably because, you know, there was the flour and all that stuff and the non-plant-based particulars that probably went into those foods. So that was a very interesting thing at all. And the other thing is a sociological note. Everywhere around Aruba has vegan or plant-based options, and I made a mental note earlier today, not one place have we seen a restaurant that offers keto options. We haven't seen keto menus, keto options, keto nonsense anywhere, which shows you that except for North America, around the world, the plant-based movement is alive and well, and keto is the scam we know it to be. So here we are at Papillon restaurant, French restaurant. We were a little thrown off because online it said they had a vegan menu, and then it's a French restaurant, so you know French food is famous for being rich. So we came here and then they gave us the vegan menu, which was a little confusing. I'm going to read it to you anyway, and you'll see the pictures when I post them. But the vegan menu had crab cakes and it had escargot, but the crab cakes are made with plant-based items. They're just trying to tell you what it's supposed to be compared to in the animal kingdom. Same thing with the escargot. And then for main courses, we had a coq au vin and the bouillabaisse, which of course is supposed to be a fish-based, very rich stew that the French make. And because we came in and asked for vegan items, they're making us a special vegan dessert just to have us try it and see what we think. So this is the kind of bending over backwards that goes on here with the whole food plant-based diet. But you really got me thinking. The questions you're asking are great. Is the cycle diet for this kind of person? Is the cycle diet for that kind of person? And then asking me about, you know, whether there's headaches or you know, any kind of digestive issues. And we have to factor into that the type of foods that go into this kind of overfeeding, and that overfeeding isn't eating as much as you can see you can eat. It's not an eating contest. So, for instance, after having, I better go over the list of foods I had today as well before I forget. So woke up, had another thing of the soy yogurt, which I just love, and that was just to sort of get started on the day, stimulate my appetite. And then you'll see down by the pool, after a nice beach walk, I indulged in a whole container of hummus with wheat thins, and that only lasted an hour or so because I knew I was going to go to town on those pieces of cake. So went upstairs, got out the oat milk, had the carrot cake, had the pistachio cake, had the gut reaction to both. It was a good going down, but it felt like eating a cement brick. So that stayed with me for a few hours, and then we came here to the French restaurant and had a good feed as well. I'm not sure what I'm leaving out. I'm probably leaving out something. So the overfeeding's going well, and the questions are really getting me to think. So keep the questions and comments coming. There's no question that's stupid as long as it's sincere. Any questions or comments?
Oh, Alice says hi, Coach.
Hey, Alice. Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, so that's day 8. Just showing you around. Wanted to do a recording live, and here we are just finishing our meal at the Papillon French restaurant on the Strip in Aruba. So that's a day 8 summation of the Overfeeding Metabolism experiment. I hope you're getting something out of this. If you are, leave a comment, leave a question. Love to tell you more about it, and lots of questions and feedback coming in on the cycle diet, of course, which makes all this possible. How to have indulgence or not have it be too cosmetically consequential. So that's important as well, but you really got me thinking on the digestive things. So it definitely has to do with the short chain fatty acids that I talked about with Dr. Angie in my webinar with her about digestive issues and the plant-based diet. So check that out if you have some time. And I think that's why there's been no real negative experiences, except for the one overfeed I had today, which was a non-plant-based food that I had nothing, I didn't know what exactly was in it. So pretty cool. Day 8. Any questions, comments?
No, just Laurie says hi, Coach. Mark says hi, Scott. So everyone's tuning in.
Okay, everybody, glad you tuned in. By all means, hit your share buttons. Let us know what you think of this experiment. Hopefully you're getting something out of it. I'm kind of curious myself to see what happens after another 8 days of overfeeding, and then of course stepping on the weight scale to see what all that can do or affect. Here comes a question.
Yeah, Olivia, how much water do you drink per day? Plenty for me because it's hot.
I don't measure water. I don't believe in measuring liquids. I think that feeds into this whole obsession of perfection that somehow there's a right amount of water, and if you don't get that in and you're 2 ounces short, your bladder's going to explode or some kind of other nonsense that serves the orthorexic mandate online on social media. Kind of one of the reasons I was loosening this up and going the other direction with the overfeed is to stop the nonsense with this stuff. It really, if you're thirsty, drink. If you're not thirsty, don't drink. Surprisingly enough, I'm not drinking all that much water on this vacation. Any questions or comments?
Yes, we've got 2 questions, but here's our lovely waiter. He's going to bring out vegan.
Just hold on here.
Yes, good evening. Good evening from Aruba, Restaurant Papillon.
Oh.
This is our first vegan creme brulee.
Creme brulee, vegan creme
You are
brulee.
the first who taste this in Restaurant Papillon.
Thank you.
Okay, enjoy.
Thank you. Okay, guys.
So, vegan creme brulee, you heard the man say, are you looking at me or are you looking at the food?
Yeah, I'm looking at both. Hang on, save some for me.
Oh, as he would say, that's not.
Yeah, nice. An Aussie, nice.
That's great.
Yes, you got questions coming in. Hey, wait.
Vegan creme brulee. Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice. Oh, we're getting spoiled here.
Any questions, comments?
Yes, hang on, I'll get to them. I've left my glasses back in the room, so please be patient. So, Alice, are the plant-based meals prepared separately from regular meals?
That depends on the restaurant you go to, but
A lot of them have been really good, haven't they?
I imagine they are. I don't really ask a lot of the times. A lot of them are just included on the menu, like the first night where I had the double pasta meal. That's just part of the meals that they serve.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a whole lot to take things out. Like when we had the burritos the other night, honey, up here.
Yeah.
When we had the burritos the other night, just no cheese, and then we added in refried beans instead. So everyone will bend over backwards to give you the food you want. Don't forget, restaurants are competitive businesses, so They know that, so they're gonna help you out as best they can.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, you've got a few more. Shaw says, are you feeling bloated at all? God, I was after that cake. That
only
cake.
time, like I said, I keep getting these questions, and the questions reflect a lack of understanding of food choices. So until I actually overindulged in the cake, none of that. No
Yeah.
distension, no bloating, no retention. We just weight gain from overfeeding, of course. Otherwise, we could all overfeed and stay thin. But no, only on the cake did my stomach feel like I swallowed a brick. I talked about that earlier in this summation. Go back and check that out. So as long as it's whole food plant-based, it doesn't seem to be an issue at all. So
Okay, here's another one. Same person. How's your energy?
energy's great. I wake up in the morning ready to eat lightning and crap thunder. So yeah, I mean that's the way I've always been.
Okay, Laurie's got one. How are your workouts in Aruba with the experiment as compared to at home in length, intensity, energy?
I've barely worked out here. It's part of the experiment to make sure that calories aren't being spent as much as they're being stored. Part of the overfeeding. I'm not trying to see how many calories I can burn. That kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm kind of coasting, really. I brought my resistance bands and I'm just doing some pumping rubber. And that's the way that's been going. You got to try this vegan creme brulee.
Oh, hell, look, he's eating this.
Oh, is there any other questions or
No,
comments?
that's it. I'll have a bit. This is good.
And eat the vegan ice cream.
Oh, God. And we had the
Honey.
vegan bread. We had the vegan bread.
Oh, we had vegan bread too. So, we're getting some light coming in on the situation.
Sorry,
So-
guys, I'm just too busy eating this.
Yeah, well, this has to go to YouTube. So, all right, folks. So that's the summation of the overfeed experiment for day 8. Stay tuned for day 9. I'm sure we'll have more interesting feedback on that as well.
Okay, Alice has got one.
One more
So
question.
if this experiment proves nothing else, it proves plant-based is capital the way to go, of course.
There's no doubt it's the way to go, Alice, or I wouldn't be eating that way. I've been researching nutrition for how long? Most of my career. How many books have I written on understanding metabolism? It's a slam dunk that whole food plant-based is the way to eat. It's not even a consideration among people who aren't trying to make a buck selling some other nonsense like keto. So yeah, whole food plant-based, it should be obvious that that's the way to go, not only for your body, but for the planet, in lieu of what's going on around the world right now. Get to that another time, but that's absolutely true. So thanks, shout out to Papillon for letting me do the video here, for giving us the vegan menu, and for making us a special vegan creme brulee with vegan ice cream.
It was nice what I had, a little bit.
I'm going to get back to it. I'll see you in day 9. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments and questions. They're really helping me to know what you guys are interested in. So, see you tomorrow.